Welcome to Closing Time. I'm Sarah Kua. This is Mario Kua, Jessica Craig, and Cristina Romanelli, here from the Women's Council of Realtors. All right, Cristina.
Yes.
It's so good to see you.
So thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to have you. Mario and Cristina, you guys go way back.
Yeah.
Went to high school together?
Well, I went to
Kinda.
high school with his little brother.
Okay.
Yes.
So-
But like,
Couple years apart.
yeah, pretty much the same thing then.
Yeah.
but you've known each other for a while and worked with each other since you got into the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw his business card sitting on a countertop and I was like, well, I know Akua. And so the rest is history. And I told him, we were sitting in Starbucks on Players Parkway and I said, one day I'm going to make you a lot of money.
Ooh, I like that.
And
here we are.
Here we are.
And Closing Time.
At closing time.
Yes. And the rest is history.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, and Jessica, what brokerage
Yes.
are you with?
I'm with Engel and Volkers here in Columbus. I've been a licensed realtor for 8 years, and I'm a mom of 3 and happily married to my hubby, Joe.
Yes, Joe.
Joe
I
with the
didn't
shout
realize
out.
that you actually had 3 kids. That's amazing.
Yes.
And Miss Cristina is a
Yeah.
new mother,
Yes. 4 months and 3 days.
to be precise.
To be precise, because I just
Wow.
realized it was the 20th today, and I was like,
Oops.
"Oh shit, I have to do a picture." Like
Yes.
I'm not good at taking those pictures, by the way.
Yes,
The like the
The
over,
blanket where it
Yeah.
has all the months.
and
you know,
I'm
yeah.
standing over top of it, and there's a shadow, so you can just see my body over top
Yeah,
of her.
right.
It's just not cute. So
Yeah, I don't think we have one photo like that.
No.
we did it
No.
for Stella. We did it for the first month, and then I was like, nah.
no,
Yeah, this
yeah.
ain't happening.
So yeah, new mom,
Woohoo.
new working mom. Jessica's favorite word.
I hate working mom.
Yeah,
The
right.
working dad term does not even exist, so I don't understand.
What's it
Zero
been like
credit.
having to
Zero.
balance the new baby and real estate and just like
Yeah.
managing your own business at the same time?
Really hard. I could probably cry if I like really thought about it.
This is
so-
a safe space if you want.
Thank
to.
you,
Yeah.
thank you. So I have my own team, the Romanelli Group. I'm president of Women's Council of Realtors Columbus Network, and a mom. And holy cow, I have such a appreciation for mothers now. Like I really didn't get it. Like really did not understand. Like I'm like, oh yeah, she's a working mom. Like badass, good for you. No. Badass.
Mhm.
Like mothers are insane. I don't know how people are stay-at-home moms. I'm just gonna like
Mhm.
all the power to them. I have to leave. Like I'm like I have hit my threshold.
And you're like a better version of yourself if you leave, go and do that and come back. Do you feel?
I sure hope so.
If not,
I think so. I don't know. But yeah, it's really, really, really hard. And there are some days where I just cry. And Mario usually gets those calls, and actually so does Jessica. So yeah, they both
Yeah.
experience my tears of exhaustion.
Is
So.
it managing your time? Is it like feeling the guilt or what is
I
it
think
that
all
you-
of the above. I've
Mhm.
gotten really good at managing my time in the 10 years I've been in the business. So there's enough time in the day. It doesn't feel like there is, but you can do it.
Mhm.
I think it's more of just like having to just run back and forth, and like
Yeah.
my mind just isn't shutting off. Like I'm like, can it just go blank?
Maybe Jessica could give us some like advice on that. So you have 3 kids that are a little bit older than
Yeah.
a 4-month-old,
High
obviously.
school, going to be into middle school, and then my mini me, who's a first grader. So it's a lot. But I think, like to Christina's point, we're both good at controlling things. Like we can control all the controllables, right? Like time management skills, business planning, all of that. But the stuff that we can't control is when a kiddo is sick or when a kiddo is going through something. I feel like right when you start to figure out, like, oh, I got this. I'm a good parent. And another level unlocks. So, and then, clients are there and you're just, I guess I always need to be the best version of myself with everybody, with my kids, with my
Yeah.
family, with my husband, with my job. And it's so freaking exhausting. And I always burn out after every single quarter because I go so hard.
Yep.
And then end of Q1, we have to leave. I have to do something. Joe knows it. My kids know it. They're like, let's go. Because I have to fill my cup in order for me to be the best parent.
Yeah.
You look really put together for like saying that you're burnt out.
Okay, but this is another good chapter to lean into. I feel like we fake it till we make it,
100%.
right?
I heard that's
And
unhealthy, but
It's extremely unhealthy.
but
who's gonna show the houses? Who's gonna make the
Like,
food?
what are we
Who's
gonna
gonna
do?
do the laundry? Exactly. What do you
I mean,
can't take
You
a
know what
time out.
though? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I used to have to leave my house perfectly clean before a vacation for me to like walk back in. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't care. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Beds are unmade. There's stuff that's going to spoil in the refrigerator. I don't care because I want to take that time that I will not get back with my kids and my family, and that's what's prioritized. So
Do you always go on a vacation like once a quarter?
I try to.
Try to.
I usually book a vacation when I'm on the vacation.
That's
Oh,
that's actually
that's a
great
good
advice.
thing.
Yeah.
So you do that because you go so hard during those months that this is like a way for you to like kind of come back to homeostasis.
I
Yeah.
think the thing is with real estate is that you're always working.
Mhm.
Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've called him for pre-approval when you're in labor. Just saying.
That's a little.
Yeah,
I think
actually,
also,
I
like,
did it in the
marriages.
bathroom. That was in the labor
Yeah,
room.
yeah. I think I called like when Santino was getting married. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, and he was like, "I'm at church." I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
"Okay."
like, I'll
Thank you
text
for
you.
answering.
I'll text you. I'm in the
Yeah,
pew.
yeah.
You know?
So I will say that like when people say like personal and business, like in real estate, it's the same one and the same thing, right? It just like never ends.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
there's used to be like the fear of missing out. I have the relief of missing out sometimes
Yeah,
because
okay.
you have to set boundaries and really prioritize because what is good for Christina and you is not going to be good for me. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a comparable game.
And on that topic, like, how do you like choose those boundaries, like even with the kids too? Because with like the different ages, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's so many different activities that they're doing, sports and
Yeah.
like, list could
So
probably
I
go
take my
on.
laptop to all of the wrestling meets. But that's
That's-
okay
yeah.
because we're there all day. But I
Yeah.
would rather shop my laptop when he wrestles.
for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then versus not being able to get my stuff done.
Or
you know?
be there at all.
Yeah, and be there at
Yeah.
all. And then I have a team too. So if showing happens or whatever, my whole brokerage is behind me that they can go help and show things out and show. And I've gotten a lot better at leveraging and saying, hey, I need help. And that's
Yeah.
something that has come recently. But
Yeah.
so some of the other networks that I'm a part of, Women's Council too, has really helped me frame expectations with clients and teams. So essentially, if I have somebody that's going to be showing a house, submitting an offer, going to a closing time.
Closing time.
Closing time.
Thank you.
I did
All right,
that.
Nice plug. It's a nice plug.
Or
All right,
closing.
we have 4 more
That-
plugs to hit.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, check.
That it's framed and ready to be for my expectation. So that's something that I've worked really hard on is to frame it how my clients deserve to be treated and how it's just the experience that Jessica Craig team and Evie kind of portrays through
Yeah,
throughout
I feel
the
like
whole
that's
thing.
so important.
Yeah.
Business and personal. Like that is why we have to take vacations to have something to look forward to, right? Like because this is everyday life. This isn't like a 9 to 5. We can just like leave it and like
Right.
go separate ourselves and we're done for the day. It is nonstop. So I'm the same way. I have to have something to look forward to. Like I have to leave. So I totally understand like having okay. I just have to get through the next 3 weeks because then I have my break.
Yeah.
So yeah, vacations are super important.
But that's like
that
a
was what I
breakup
wanted to
of the
add.
quarter. You got to have like a breakup of the day too. Like so, like how do you?
Do you?
I
Yes.
feel
Yes,
as
you
though
do. Yes.
Come home.
Well, if anybody
have
wants to
do
help
some
me out,
press.
that would be
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're at a different because you can't really control your schedule when Marcella cries. So I get that piece.
Yeah.
So, you're all
Yeah.
3 of my kids now sleep in. It's wonderful. So I
Yeah.
have my mornings back, but it's taken 15 years.
Right. I'll see you
But
guys
but you got to wake up and I look at the news and I look at motivational things and I try not to look at my phone first thing in the morning. But it's just like the little stuff just to get you going.
Yeah.
I'll go to Starbucks or walk TJ Maxx just to like put a smile on my face.
Kind of keep everything with money and work and go.
Yeah. Because you guys are like, and honestly, it's a little bit opposite of a normal work schedule because like typically like during the normal business hours, you guys aren't really showing people houses or like doing like the main part of your like work, right? Which would be like the selling part. What are you doing during the day?
That's a great question.
Hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, right.
So I'm an office person. Like
Same. I am
I
too.
have to be in the office.
Mhm.
And it's probably why I've done so well. I've always been like that. I just show up to the office whether I had something to do or not. So I'm always in the office and I lead gen. I mean, like I lead gen all the time. I coach the agents on my team. I go to trainings. I don't know. I'm always doing something during the day. That's surrounding real estate.
Yeah.
Because I think that that's what's helped me like stay in that frame of mind and do really well in this business.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of touched on it a little bit, but sort of the reason that we kind of brought you guys here was to talk about Women's Council.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of benefits to Women's Council. A lot of the things that I've done with Women's Council have been like an event, a speaker, a party of sorts. It's more like a networking type of event, if you will. But can you kind of like give me like the background on what Women's Council is, and then like what is it used for realtors?
So Women's Council was started 100+ years ago.
Oh, wow.
Because female realtors were not allowed in their association organizations. So they started Women's Council of Realtors. We're actually an affiliate. We're underneath NAR. So they started Women's Council as a place for female realtors to go and have some sort of guidance.
Yeah.
That's not exactly how it works today. We're a networking organization, a training organization. So basically our purpose or my purpose or whatever you want, our governing board's purpose is to basically instill other female realtors with encouragement and affiliates with encourage, knowledge, training, camaraderie, right? This business can be very, she loves to use the word isolating, like, right? We're just always go, 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 go. And a lot of people don't see this as like a business where people should work together.
Collaborate.
Right? Collaborate. Thank you.
Because it's like an individual sport, you know.
Right?
if you will.
But to me, there's enough business to go around.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
And if
just
you
my
don't
opinion.
think that, then
She doesn't know that. She doesn't know the people I know. I don't know the
Yes,
people she knows.
100%.
It's
Or do
irrelevant.
we?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's an energy thing too.
Actually, so every year the president kind of picks like what their topic is or what they want the goal of the year to be. And this year my mission was to bring real estate back into Women's Council. So, right, like years past, we've had mental health and we've had sustainability. And I was like, okay, so let's go back to like why we're here because we're realtors. Like that's what we are first. So I have made it a point to try to add value to our members and our affiliates, and even just those that we surround ourselves with every day. So we've been having actually brought in a coach from Chicago to speak about like client conversations. So we had that training.
Yes, that was great.
Yeah. We've had Ashley Kovacs, which thanks to you too, came and spoke about women's empowerment, and Dana Gentry. And then we also have a vendor list that all of our members can use so that they can take it back to their clients and say, hey, here are my contacts, because I'm treating this year as if I was running my own brokerage or my own team. It's pretty much how I'm doing it. And my team members need value. That's the only reason they're on a team. So what value am I bringing to Women's Council?
Right.
So that's why we have implemented content creation days. We've implemented all these events. We've implemented members only masterminds and things like that to be a place where maybe people don't feel comfortable in their own brokerages or don't have that outlet where they can come to us and like have a place.
And it's a bunch of people with a bunch of different brokerages. So it's extremely eclectic, but we're so inclusive as well with everybody that comes. So, being a part of any network, there's a million. If you get on the Columbus Board of Realtors website, there's a ton of associations and committees, networks to be a part of. Women's Council is one of them. Obviously, it's might be our favorite, but it's something that we want to make sure we add value. We have fantastic strategic partners that have allowed access to our members to have things that they might not have been able to before. It is a yearly annual commitment to investment, but at the end of the day, you get to go to all of the events for free. And the events that we come up with, they're intentional. We had a whole big meeting about it last year about Christina's vision. What did she wanted this year to be? sharing business planning and just making everybody successful, because there's so many tools out there. And if you are able to go get it, then go get it. And we just wanted to have a collaborative, inclusive culture.
How often are you guys like doing something for it? I mean, is it like a full-time thing that you're very involved in constantly?
It takes a lot of time.
Yes. Yes. It does take a lot of time.
And it's a volunteer role.
It is a volunteer role.
Yes.
But we do take it really seriously, and that's why our network does really well. There's networks all across the country. So we'll actually be in DC here in June with all the other local networks.
And NAR.
And NAR, yes. So
how often do you guys meet?
We meet, the governing board meets once a month.
Yes.
Our group chat is constant. And
there's just so much passion.
There's so much passion.
Yeah, so much passion.
So much.
You guys seem really close. Everyone seems like you guys have become really good friends.
I will say this, it's a really cool group. Like they have I can call them and they have my back, right? And a lot of females can't say that in this business. Or, even like a lot of people, we struggle like at this age with friends. Like if you don't really have like a friend group, like this is a friend group.
Well, yeah. And like you guys have similar mindsets. It's like we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like as you get older, you do tend to, find yourself hanging out with people and finding enjoyment out of people who have like-minded conversations with you, right?
Totally.
So it's like we're all on the same page. We're all trying to be these women.
We can all relate. We can all relate to each other.
Get that bread.
Yes,
You know
that's what I'm saying.
We're all moms.
Yes, we all get
or
it.
friends or spouses or whatever. And yeah, that's exactly it. You're trying to like share that juju and share that
Like
energy.
I love my personal girlfriends.
Yeah.
But they don't understand what I'm talking about.
They do not want to talk about an addendum.
No. But also like they just they can't relate. So then I can
or also
call
the daily hustle where it's like you have to set your own schedule and you have to be very intentional with that schedule to really be successful at
Absolutely.
this.
Right.
And like to be able to create a space that all the women in Columbus can come together and really like work with one another has really been cool. And honestly, it's been something I've personally like witnessed. I think I've started getting involved with Women's Council of Realtors about 3 years ago. And it's definitely something that I've seen is where you all just create a space that where everybody can come to.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a part of that same team or that same brokerage to experience it. Everyone can come together. And that's been really cool to
And
watch.
there's like a big wide range of ages and everything too, which I think is interesting because you talk about like somebody who was a realtor, 30 years ago, like there was no lead gen the way that we're doing it now. I mean, certainly no social media.
Yeah.
Right.
So like just even, I mean, I'm sure capturing information from people who are 10 years younger than you, you're like, this is new stuff.
It's
for
a
me.
really cool combination of people, right? So you have like Barbara Locke and Joan Brandt who've been in the business for I don't even know how long.
Barbara Locke was the national president of Women's Council of Realtors.
And
Heck yeah.
And she's from Columbus.
she's
which
from
is really
Columbus,
cool.
amazing. We have like all different perspectives, which is really interesting. That's actually something that we're going to do at the end of the year. One of our last events is having like individual breakouts with people of different like business sizes and like longevity. So like if you aspire to be
A large team lead.
Sure.
yeah, right. A large team lead, we haven't picked who it's going to be yet, but like you can go and learn from that person. So it's really neat, especially if, like I said, if you don't have support within your brokerage, it's a place where you can just come and feel welcome.
But even if you don't, even if you have support,
Totally.
like you have support, I have a ton of support.
Totally.
It's really cool to see how the leadership forms with somebody who just comes on as like a committee member. I'm going to help throw this event.
Yeah.
And then they
Their
go up
buy-in.
then they rise up to the board level, which is really cool because, I didn't even know what Women's Council was until a couple of years ago, to be very honest with you.
Right.
So,
Here
it's,
you are,
and
president
here
elect.
I am.
Do you want to know
So-
how I got looped into this?
No.
No, not him actually.
Oh.
Thank you. So no, Jessica Nettlekoski, she is now in Evian, Florida. She called me and was like, "Hey, so I really need somebody to take notes for me at our like governing board meetings for Women's Council. Do you think that you could do that for me next year?" And I was like,
Take notes?
Sure, I can take notes. I was first vice president and I was like, they showed up like, okay, Christina's gonna be first vice president. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, excuse me, I'm the glorified note taker and I do nothing else. But now look where we're at. So yeah, I really got suckered in.
I love it.
I know, I love it.
I feel like that needs to happen though. Like you just gotta like sometimes be like pulled out of
Tapped.
your own
I know.
brain.
I wouldn't have
You
done
would
it.
have
And-
never.
No.
Had you not been
No.
Well, like if you're
teased,
proposed,
like tricked into doing
Literally.
this.
She had to trick me into
Yeah.
showing up. Yeah.
But we don't trick anybody else into doing that.
No.
There's
Right.
actually elections.
Right. Yeah, there is actually elections
That's what I was
now.
gonna say. I
Yes,
thought there- I
yes,
thought it was an
yes.
elected
Yeah, it
board. Yeah.
changed. Don't worry, you guys. You won't be summoned. That's fine.
but I
Can
feel
we-
like that with those type of positions, like it kind of naturally has to happen like that.
Yeah.
Because I think when you like ask somebody like, hey, like while being whether you're a mom or not, or like while trying to be successful in real estate, I mean, it's not a typical 9 to 5. So to be asked to say, hey, do you want to add something else to your plate that's a
Right.
volunteer position,
Yeah.
then
That has
most
so much
people,
meaning and impact on the industry.
It's really cool. Our governing board has a passion for empowering other women.
Right.
And
It's so cool.
that really has to be everyone's core value. And if it's not something that aligns with us.
You wouldn't put in this much effort into something like that if it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
there's too
'Cause
much
you know me?
time. There's too
You
much
know me? Are you
time.
calling me out? Like, if you didn't love it.
I mean, in general, women. Like
No,
I would
100%.
not volunteer for a position that I was
Right.
to put extra time into something.
if I didn't feel passionate about
Exactly.
it. I feel like I said, there's so much potential for females to make a ton of money in this business.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I want to be that president that helps them do that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's what I
Or at least,
want.
Like give them the
Yes.
show them that
They can
like,
have
where
whatever
to-
they want.
Absolutely.
Whatever they want.
And
Mm-hmm.
then kind of like set the tone that where it's like, hey, let's it's all about having the right conversations with people and
Yeah.
being guided to those and having the opportunities to like have those conversations.
Mhm.
You know, so I think that's massive.
Thank you.
I think with Women's Council, it's a part of like, you know, you're in someone's life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. I think you just have to be open-minded when the universe says like, let's go. We definitely are lifting as we climb with our within WCR for sure. And like, you know, I think there's a lot of people that are in my life that are in WCR and they'll be lifetime friends because of we have similar mindset. So
Yeah.
and that's huge, especially in real estate. No matter which brokerage you're at, it doesn't matter. Everyone, if you're built to succeed, which you know you are,
Yeah.
then you know you'll be ready.
No, our
Right.
board is a powerhouse.
yeah.
It is a powerhouse.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, it also speaks volumes to the boards to where it's like most of them start off as committee members, and then it's like they
They
just
choose to
well,
continue to go
in
up. Yeah.
in that it's like they get so like kind of addicted to the energy
Mhm.
that WCR brings that they're like, yeah, I will allocate time in my week to be a part of this because of the benefit it like really provides.
Yeah.
So,
And it lets them see like, oh, I can be a leader. Oh, I can do this. You know,
Yeah.
so it just puts them on a platform that they might not have had the opportunity before.
absolutely.
So, like taking a pulse on like where real estate is right now. I know it's like obviously different in every region. Like in Columbus, what's like the latest with what's going on in the real estate market, and like what's the future for the real estate here?
Loaded question.
I know, big one.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when people bring that up to me, they're kind of talking about the Intel news.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where we're going
Yeah.
with this. So honestly, I have been reading a lot about it. It was probably a really good thing that it slowed down, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
I
The
don't-
infrastructure's not ready.
I don't think we were ready at all. And that really is going to help
What do you mean by that? Is there not enough houses? Are there not enough places for people to go? Like what does that
all
mean?
of the above.
Okay.
So we do not have enough housing. Last I looked, for every 2.8 jobs we have, that's not including Intel, we have one house. That's rentals, that's single family homes, that's
There
that stat
is
could have changed.
The recent news that just came out from Buffy this morning
Yeah.
is that we have more listings, or just as many listings now available than we did in February of 2017.
Yeah.
So that's good news, right?
I think that everything is, I'm very happy with what's going on.
Yes.
Because what I was gonna say, and with inventory being up, that helps the local like Columbus consumer, right? Like those people that grew up here, that like wanted to like raise their family when they got back from college and like all of these things, they're gonna get a little bit more of an opportunity than we were like, guys, shit's about to hit the fan, right? Like Intel's coming in, all this money is coming in from California and all these
Buy a
places.
house right
Buy a house right now. You still should,
Yeah.
but I think that I'm very happy with what happened. Yes, I think prices are going to go up incrementally, like a lot smaller than they did in 2020. What one?
One, yeah.
Yeah, that was insane.
In my crystal ball, they are.
Yes. So I think that's
We could see that as an impact from like really the aftermath of the NAR settlement, because like no longer is it just feels that what we've seen on contracts, like instead of just going in at an aggressive and appraisal gap, right? Because that's what we saw prior to the settlement, really during the years of 2020, 2021, and 2022.
yeah.
Is that now in those competitive situations, we're seeing more of a negotiation of like really just seller pay closing costs, which was always a thing before. But I feel like prior to that settlement, it was kind of all geared towards, hey, we're going to offer this and we're going to cover the difference. I mean, that ultimately aids into the appreciation rate that's happening year over year. So we could see, I still think we'll see a higher number, but we're just not going to see the double digit.
Correct.
There's more
plus.
listings now. There's more inventory, which
Yeah.
is definitely helping that out. But back to Intel, even just good gas stations, hotels, like where are all
We don't
these
have enough.
employees going
Right.
to
Right.
stay?
Yeah.
That's what it needed to slow down, not because of the market right now in Central Ohio. It needed to slow down because of the infrastructure. Water. Do we have enough water? I mean, it's a big
I heard
question.
recently that people were worried about phone service out there. Like
Exactly.
they don't know.
There's-
they
They have enough towers.
Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
well, you need that. So
I mean, I think the
Okay, who told me
growth is fantastic,
Yeah.
and we're such a
Right.
big feeder network.
yeah,
I think we're being very smart with slowing the process down so we do it right.
yeah.
Outside of like Intel, like it felt like Columbus market was still pretty hot. Like,
is great.
It's great. I think what we're comparing it to is like years past,
Sure.
right? And like the crazy and the frenziness of all of it, right? I feel like now there's kind of like a peace. I mean, I'm not saying that a house isn't going to get multiple offers. I'm not saying that. That's going to happen.
And it is happening.
And yes,
Yes.
but would you say just not as bad as it has been in years past?
Well, it's almost like the house that deserves multiple
Well,
offers
sure,
and getting
yeah.
the multiple offers.
if you
Like
have a
in the
really,
years
really
past-
nice house.
Yeah,
it
in the
still
years
goes.
past,
Yeah.
it's like where the seller like didn't do anything.
I mean, look, I think there's homeowners and there's renters, right? So the homeowners are holding onto their home because where are they going to go? They love Central Ohio. So, we need to bridge that gap with, the older, the silver tsunami that everyone's talking about right now with, getting
Silver tsunami.
It's called the silver tsunami. Yeah.
Okay.
Baby boomers that are selling their homes that are going to be buying. So, going into assisted living or moving in with multi-generational, there's a lot of different things that are happening right now. But the good news is inventory is up. Prices are still going up here in Central Ohio. But there's a point for a renter and there's a point for a homeowner. And I'm okay with both because whatever level you're at is fine as long as we have great agents here in Central Ohio
That's what I was going to
that
add.
can really just help you with the market. Like we're not just
Right.
trying to sell a house to sell a house.
No.
We're trying to be like your person
For life.
forever.
Yeah.
For life. So
I think that's exactly right. It's back to a skill-based market
Right.
versus a speed-based market.
Yes.
Right. Like you have
Good way
to,
put it.
yeah,
Yes.
you have to hire realtors that,
are
like,
a part of a networks like
100%,
Women's Council.
right.
Join
things
Women's
like
Council.
that.
You get the training.
Yes.
Like,
That's what I was gonna say. So,
Yes.
are you guys
Well,
like
also
putting
the ex-
in trainings for people to like? Okay, say you're at a small mom and pop shop,
Right.
right, somewhere, and like it's like, how am I gonna get all this knowledge and all this information to help me
Yeah.
go out and actually be the person that somebody
Yeah,
wants
we
to
hope
work with?
that's what I hope that people see us as like another outlet to their brokerage.
Right.
We have members only masterminds. It's like, hey, what clause do we write for suitable housing? We can text and you have an answer back within a second. Obviously, we'll probably talk to our brokerage about that too to make sure that that's okay.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of different things. Even like being a new agent, like what lenders should I use? What inspectors do you guys use? I need,
Or
this.
like role playing. Like,
Yes,
hey, I'm going to take this
absolutely.
call. I don't know. Can someone just help me role play real
Sure,
fast?
yeah, like all the challenges that come up.
Correct.
Yes.
We're-
And like, are there different challenges that women face in real estate versus men realtors? As far as like, I mean, obviously there's like the safety concerns when you're showing a house. I
Sure.
mean, that's both for a man and a woman, but like I would assume that going and showing a house by yourself in some place that's maybe not the nicest part of town might be a little bit of a
Did my
scarier
mother
thing.
give you that question?
Yeah. I'm like,
Sorry, I was calling.
yeah, mom called in. Do you want to answer this?
Yes, I think that listen, we think about that all the time, right? There's enough things that we have to think about. Now we go in to see a home.
Yeah.
I'm coached and I coach that you should know your client. You need to interview your person because with the buyer broker agreement that's out there now, we can't show a home without a document signed. And I don't want to send a document via dot loop without meeting the person, making sure that I'm interviewing them and they're interviewing me. Like it's time away from my family, my business, my kids. So I want to make sure.
Isn't there like a website or something where you guys can easily do like a name search to see?
Forewarn, but you need to use that for anybody that you're looking up. Like if you don't know that person whatsoever, you need to use that consistently for everybody.
Right, it makes sense. Yeah.
So yes, right, and that goes back to leverage, right?
Absolutely.
Good realtors, business owners, right? We had to leverage our time.
Right.
We can't just be running around chickens with our heads cut off, right? And I think that that's something that at Women's Council we can help you establish your business, right? You need to treat you need to treat your business as a business, right? We don't just sell houses, we run a business. Yeah. So leveraging, making sure that we have a conversation before we go out to meet somebody. I don't think I've shown a home to somebody that I didn't know or someone knew gave me a referral in 5 years, right? Okay. So like I don't run into that. But how beautiful would that be for another new agent that is wanting to establish your business? Referrals are the most cost-effective way of doing that, right? You don't spend any money on them. So helping build agents' businesses through referrals is huge because it's cost-effective, safe, right?
Because like, what would you tell yourself, like 10 years ago, like when you would basically be like kind of excited
when we met at Starbucks?
Yeah. Like around that time.
Okay.
You got a random call.
Yeah.
Someone wants to go see a house.
I would have literally jumped in the car and
Absolutely.
drove as fast as possible.
Yes.
So what are you telling that agent today?
Slow
when
up.
They get that call. Yeah.
Slow up. You need to get them in your office for a buyer consult. I do not take anybody out until they have done a buyer consult with me because I think it's a waste of my time. I don't feel like I'm in control of the appointments and I don't feel like I'm in control of them.
Or their experience, right?
And it's not the best thing for them, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
It's not, right.
Yeah. Because you're the trusted advisor.
We want to be the matchmaker. We want to make sure that, if, first-time home buyers come in, there's a ton of questions. We do this every single day. They don't. So the things that we just roll off our tongue, like an appraisal waiver, their eyeballs grow 5 sizes because they're like, what are you saying?
Right.
So being able to, one, gain their trust, show them what we're going to do, whoever you hire, educate them, what the process is. I mean, it's one of the biggest decisions they're going to make.
You're going to set them up for success.
Right.
Right.
And then, so what about the agent says like, well, hey, it feels easy, or you guys might think, or you guys could say that because you guys have plenty of business. But
That's a great question.
don't know when I'm going to get this call again.
Yeah, I get it.
I
think it's then what are you doing about it? Are you in open houses? How are you building your business? Like you just got to get out there.
I would say put someone else in your car then.
Someone else in your car.
Like
that goes back to like door knocking too. Like I door knock with a partner because it's the safe thing to do.
I like honestly, we did a self-defense class that we hosted, and I thought something like that was just they gave a lot of good tips. Like if you're in those situations, like you're about to meet somebody random, you got the urge of like, all you can think of is like, I need another person in my pipeline. Let me go meet them. But there's a smart way to go about it, even if you show up on site with that person and not putting you in a vulnerable position.
Not turning your back to them. Not walking in front of them upstairs.
Correct. Yeah. Don't walk down the stairs in a vacant house in front of them. So I don't go into vacant houses if I think it's vacant, even though when I know my clients are coming, I just walk in with them instead of having the lights on because I don't feel comfortable. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't walk in the basement without.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But you make that announcement to the client, right? Like you will tell them.
I'll just be like, hey guys, it's vacant. So I'm waiting for Miss, like I feel like 3 of us can take one on. I don't know. It's just like, it feels more
3 on 1.
It feels more, right?
Yeah.
But I've taken Chris, my husband, and he sat in the car, and if it was something like back then, it'd be like, oh, we're going to dinner after this.
Yeah. Like you're just letting
and
them
they
know
really
that-
don't think anything of it. They don't think, oh my God, it's so unprofessional. No. But also, did I ever close those deals that I drove all the way across town to do?
Yeah.
That was my next question.
No.
Yes.
Never.
because you need to do a buyer consult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because you
Exactly.
couldn't control the experience,
Right.
right? Like
And-
you could
and-
really guide them the right way. That was why people
Right.
come to you,
Yeah.
because they know the success stories that you had, and you can control that experience.
90% of people that come in and do a buyer consult, they have a much better experience and they feel more prepared versus just showing a house. And that goes beyond our value. Like that's why you have to have a buyer broker agreement, which I'm actually excited about because it shows our value and it gets us out of the people pile.
Yeah.
I think Dana said at our
People
last
pile.
February event about the
Getting out of the people.
the average person last year could name 3 realtors. Now they can name 8 realtors this year. So how are we getting out of the people pile? And, aligning yourself with networks that are constantly teaching you new things, leveling up and holding everybody accountable. Like we need accountability
And
partners.
what I love to hear about the buyer agreement is that
Yeah.
you know that, hey, now I can go to work for you.
Yeah.
And now
I think
you
I'm
can
making more
allocate
money.
your time. Yeah, I bet.
I mean, it's in writing.
Well,
We all
you're-
agreed to
well,
it.
you
It
know
needed
what
to happen
focus
because if
on.
you are hiring someone to sell your house, you have to sign something called an
Yeah.
exclusive right to
So
sell.
why wouldn't we do the
Right.
opposite?
'Cause
Exactly.
We've all been
Yeah.
through
Right.
situations to where we were blown up for a week,
Mhm.
and then they're like,
Then
you
I
don't
bought it
hear
for sale by
anything.
owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see them close on Facebook.
You
they're
know,
like, wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah,
Right.
I actually don't think that it is a negative.
It's not a negative at all. No.
How
Nope.
often, like with Women's Council, like how often do you two say that you have people come up to you asking you like, hey, what do I do? Like, how do I be like you?
Do you want to see our text thread right now? I think we get
Often.
I think we've
Well,
gotten 15 texts.
that's a powerful thing of WCR,
Yeah.
right? Like people can approach you. And
Well-
you guys almost become approachable.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Am I approachable?
Well, at times, but I mean,
She-
like
she asked you that.
We don't have much time.
She didn't ask me that.
Yeah, right.
I think that I will say this: being in Women's Council made me realize that I could be both a mother and a realtor.
Awesome.
And a leader.
Um,
And a leader.
Thank you for the segue. I was
You're
actually
welcome.
going to ask you that. So
Yes.
we talked a lot about like the challenges and stuff about being, being mom, being the boss babe, and being the
Yeah.
spouse, and being a friend, and all these things. What are the benefits? Like, why did you guys get into real estate other than making that money?
Monday. Why I got into real estate? Well, I've been in the industry for my entire life. There's pictures of me on the job sites when I was little.
Yeah.
So real estate, it
That
was
photo
like
that was
second
today,
nature.
Your Nol's like house that
Isn't
you
that
did
great?
like 30 years ago. That
Yes.
was
So
cool.
yeah,
I
it was
love it.
great.
So
Yeah,
good.
that was so cool.
So it was just something that's in my blood. I don't think that you can teach sales either. So it's just I think I have the right personality for it, right? I
Mhm.
mean, so I would say the reason I got into Women's Council is I have found a new passion for helping other realtors believe in themselves, because I remember there's this magazine that I'll never forget. It was for NAR, and there was this girl in a pink dress on there, and she was a 30 under 30 like top person. And I just remember crying because I was like, I want to feel like I know what I'm doing. I want to be the best.
Mhm.
Like I want to feel
Yeah.
like how she looks.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like how she looks, and I'll never forget that feeling. And I
Woo!
know that
Yeah,
other
right.
people, I
Awesome.
know that other people can do it. Like
Absolutely.
I know that they can.
With the right tools.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the right guidance. And I'm
Mhm.
like, you know what? I was in that place, and I wanted to be her. And now I think I'm her.
Mm-hmm.
When
So
I-
I'm going to help other people. It's great. Like
Yeah.
I want people to make a ton of money. I
Yeah.
want people to live happy lives. I don't there's so much in this world that can just bring us down.
Right.
And if I can be one person that helps them grow their business to whatever they dream of it to be, I want to be involved in that.
Well, and also like within our industry, like you mentioned, like having the right guidance, I feel like is so important because
Mhm.
there's so much noise.
Yeah.
There's
Oh my
so
gosh.
many shiny objects that are out there, but
gonna-
it's like
Yeah.
you really need to just like take a step back and really look at what other people are doing that are successful and pick up what you feel like you could do
Mhm.
in your business right now. So having that right guidance, I feel like is huge, especially when you're like where we all have to be self-starters.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
and
all
running your own
entrepreneurs.
race. I mean, we're not just realtors, there's affiliates too. So like there's,
Yeah.
people that are starting like their staging business. There's, there's loan officers in there. There's marketing people. There's all kinds of people. So it's such a big inclusive culture.
Mhm.
And if finding your passion, regardless of what age you're at, people sometimes, like I was a late bloomer. I I was in retail forever. And then I decided I wanted a better work-life balance as a mom.
How did that work out for you?
I'm in control. I'm my own boss.
But
that's what I'm saying.
I'm in my own
benefits. There are benefits.
There are benefits.
You're correct. Yes.
But like,
you just want to back your
you're
head
going
into
to-
a wall.
you're going on
I was never going to do a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I was something, and
I'd be the worst 9 to 5 employee.
Forever.
100%.
No,
That'd be fine.
That'd be
right.
terrible. Yeah.
So I wanted to have something that I could control in my own business,
Mm-hmm.
and and that's what I'm doing. So it's helping families and helping people every single day, and I've definitely found my passion.
Well, and I also feel like the idea of work-life balance is really kind of misinterpreted because, like, especially in our space, like the work does not stop.
Mhm.
So like Sarah was mentioning earlier, like really like making sure that we carve out time for us
Yeah.
in a day to
Yeah.
really help us feel that balance.
Right.
Because like it's not going to be like, okay, hey, I'm going on vacation
Mhm.
and it's going to stop. No, I mean, honestly, like we usually get busier on vacation.
Yeah, I
And
have-
it's
It
like-
happens every time.
all the
when
time.
we
I
were
have
just
3
starting
showing
out-
requests tomorrow. So
when we were
it's
just starting out,
Do I have to
Sarah
go show
was
them
like,
for you?
no, I got it.
Okay, thanks.
Sarah even made a comment when we were just starting out. She was like, geez, I think we need to go on vacation more because it seems like
You
you
make
only
money.
get busy
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
when you
If
go
you
on
want to
vacation.
get busy, go on vacation.
Yeah, seriously, that's what it is.
I
It's a
think
thing.
something that I would just end with saying is
Mhm.
like, we don't have it together.
No,
You have each other though, and that's what helps.
100.
no one
You know-
has it
Do you know
together.
what I'm saying?
Well,
I
the
just want to
idea
bring this
of-
back to reality. Like,
Right.
I can sit here all day and tell you that, like, if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to make this or you're going to do this. I still go home and cry. So, like,
Sure.
just
Well-
because I'm sitting here doesn't mean that anybody else can't do this,
And I
right?
think it's
Right.
like the idea of having it together. It's like that is internal. Like, what
Totally.
is like your goal? What do you want to accomplish?
And
right?
if you, once you are okay with the chaos, right? Like I was like, I need to wake up at 5 a.m. I need to do this. Like millionaires wake up at 5 a.m. Like all this shit,
No,
right?
I'm not doing that.
Well, we work until 11 o'clock at night,
Yeah,
right?
let's
Writing
just
offers.
switch
So I'm
it.
like, okay,
Sometimes
so when am I
one,
going to sleep?
yeah.
Like this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
But once I accepted the chaos and that I wasn't going to look like a certain person, right? Like once I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to take my greens at 6:05 and I'm not going to go work out at 6:10 and I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Right? Like I'm not going to do those things. And once I got that out of my head,
almost like you have to
I'm
be
like, it's like
honest.
freeing, right?
You have
It's
to be
like
honest
freeing.
with
Absolutely.
yourself.
Freeing.
You have to look within and say, what am
Is that
I
me?
good at?
Yeah. Like
No, everyone has their own gremlins. Everybody
100%.
does.
Yeah.
Every single day, everyone has gremlins that if it's insecurities, if it's whatever it is, everybody goes through it every single day.
Yeah.
But it's how do you pull yourself out of it? Vacations for Jessica.
Yep.
You know.
Vacations for Christina.
Yes, but also like like to what you point, Sarah, what you said is like what you do before when you're not on vacation.
Mhm.
What do you do for yourself? And you got to find out what fills your cup. If it's
Yeah.
yoga, if it's not yoga, if it's walking, if it's TJ Maxx, whatever
If it's writing
it
down what you're
is.
grateful for,
Absolutely.
if it's spending
Sure.
time with your friends, your kids,
Yeah.
having a glass of wine, whatever your thing
Yeah.
is, make
Yeah.
sure that
But
you're like
normalizing that this is everyday stuff.
It's
Yeah, right.
normalizing that it is not going to look perfect like the
No.
people on Instagram or TikTok. And you can do this and
Absolutely.
not have it all together.
Yeah.
Right. But if you want to
Leverage.
find a group of people who can all share in that
Mhm.
same,
And we can all cry together.
Yes.
We can cheer each other on
I don't
together.
cry as much as Christina. However, I can book vacations with you.
I do cry a lot. They've had to give me injections like on trips.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm actually getting coffee with one of our members tomorrow because she's pregnant and isn't, struggling. So I'm like, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go cry together.
Yeah.
So
Offer
we're going to do
support.
that.
Yeah.
So if you need a group of people to lift you up, this is the group.
Yes, absolutely.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything to talk about with like the future of what WCR, where they're going, what you guys are doing, anything exciting you guys have on the horizon?
Miss President-elect for next year. I'll let her take this one.
All right.
I think constantly growing. So the market changes, life changes, things change. So we have to remain constantly learning, constantly changing, and constantly listening and being open-minded to our members. So, what I think my opinion on something might not be everybody else's opinion on something, and having those leadership skills to say, you know what, let's hear it and let's be empathetic to it. Let's see what's going on with the world, and just always being just open-minded to it, but also knowing that where you want to take WCR to. It's a big network of successful leaders, and it's going to remain that as well. And I just want to keep business balanced next year. So
Mhm.
Is that the theme?
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Balance?
Yeah,
Is
right.
it balance?
Yeah.
It's
Balance?
balancing
Balance.
business.
Balancing business.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
2026.
Yes,
Snaps,
yes.
snaps
So-
for Jess.
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're also doing a wreaking havoc at the end of the year, so we can all just go like punch a car.
Oh,
afterwards.
yeah. Like,
yeah, just
yes.
like get it
so
out.
I've heard people that like there's different like some people who like to go into nature and calm down.
Oh.
They don't like the panic room because it actually creates more cortisol.
Yeah.
And then they leave stressed out and they leave feeling like I feel like I just got in a fight with somebody.
Yeah, I know. I would feel so much better.
And
so
I'm
like,
let me go
so
punch this.
But that's
whoever
just
wants
how-
to join
that's
us,
just how you
please,
grow
their
up.
own.
Yeah, right.
I love it. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys. I think that
Yeah,
you guys are
thank
doing
you guys so much.
such an amazing
Thank
thing
you.
with Women's Council. I love being a part of everything. Everyone's like so open and kind, and all the events are really inspiring. So
I'm glad
thank
you enjoy
guys.
it, and happy Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for the ladies.